Why are you putting this on the speaker's back? You said it yourself. They are both guilty of taking care of other countries before us. Well, because for one, had they not had it, they needed to put some speaker in, right? Because they need to send our money to other countries. So that's part of it. But the bigger reason is because he uses his faith to justify what he's doing. So, you know how it was wrong for Biden to send $6 billion to Iran because it ended up going to a terrorist organization. The Iran government is just a terrorist organization. So then it goes on and they have money to create a bunch of terrorism in the Middle East. The same can be said sending money to Israel. It can. Because Netanyahu he's on trial for three different trials going on since like 2016 or 17. His people, his country has almost gone into civil war because of him. Because the people have been rising up against Netanyahu because he's been playing with the changing laws in the judicial system. And then it just happens to be that the security apparatus just happened to fail and a bunch of his people get murdered. How convenient for him to delay his trial. And if you think that's too much, then I would direct people to the Bible, because God said that there's many evil people in the world that will do anything to save themselves. So how convenient that he can go on some crusade through the Middle East and inevitably delay the inevitability of, first of all, his people no longer supporting him, and second of all, them that he not face the consequences that he's on trial for. So is it any different when Biden is sending Israel money, is sending any corrupt government? I don't care how much the media wants to say Israel's our ally. They are not our ally when they have a corrupt government in. So sending our money to Israel is no different than sending our money to Iran, because it's a corrupt government that somehow let their security lapse and their people get killed, all to then say we have to go on this jihad crusade through the Middle East. And then Mike Johnson, who posts over and over again all these Bible verses, and fine, you know what, people can post their Bible verses, but don't put your sending our money to Israel and you ignoring what Netanyahu has done, you ignoring that money will be spent on more bloodshed, and then you want to say that you stand on Christian values. That's the problem I have. Yes, they all do it, but they don't all go as far as to then justify their actions like that it's somehow biblically the thing to do. It's what happened, obviously wasn't righteous, what happened with the people getting murdered in Israel. Anytime people get murdered, it's not righteous. But sending money to a corrupt government is not righteous. It is sending it to terrorists that are just going to war with each other, whether, Iran and Israel, and then all the innocent people in between are the ones that get hurt. That's where all the bloodshed will be, right? And this country is so good at dividing people. We have all the universities that have shown how racist they are, have shown that they outright stand with terrorist organizations. They don't care about innocent Jews. So there's no way they care about innocent Palestinians, because they don't care about anybody. Because really, for somebody that's balanced, you would have to see how there are innocent people all through the Middle East that end up getting killed because of our government and because of these governments that are all corrupt, that need to be removed. And yet if somebody is going to be in Congress and they want to stand biblically on the reasons they're doing something, then you don't know God. God is not about bloodshed. Not unless you're defending yourself, and you can't tell me that Israel going on some long crusade through the Middle East and Gaza They've done this for decades. It's not the answer. This is all to protect Netanyahu. Mike Johnson and Jim Jordan and everybody in Washington is protecting the corrupt government that even the Israeli people themselves have been rising up against. So that's not standing with the innocent Jews, Mike Johnson or anybody in Congress. And that's certainly not standing with the American people, because you don't put us first. But when you want to try to stand on your biblical verses to justify bloodshed, then that's the reason I really go after somebody, because that's unrighteous.